Halftime score, Weber State 28, Utah State 28. It's been a fantastic game. 11 lead changes, 8 ties in this competitive game.
Yeah, it's been very competitive.
I think the last time Weber State was here, I think they actually had the lead at halftime.
Boy, Damian Lillard went off in the first half of that game, and then they came out and shut him down. We'll see what the Aggies do, what kind of adjustments they make.
Lillard at one point was 5 for 5 from downtown, getting it inside the shot, left it short. Weber State a chance to take the lead here to begin the second half.
Once again, the ball fake, Michael. Got the defender in the air, but on his way down, I believe it was Tresnick, hit shot. Or hit the ball, knocked it out, so it was hard for Shaw to go finish.
Here is Tresnick, misses. Breed with another rebound. Remember, Utah State +7 in the first half on rebounding margin, throws this one away. So another Utah State turnover.
Well, they've got 8 assists and 7 turnovers now in the ball game. And, you know, you get a good defensive stop. I thought that was a good defensive possession by Shaw. Hands up.
Here is Barry, quiet in that first half. The lob, trying to get it to Tresnick. Good job, Utah State defensively converging on it, coming up with a steal.
Well, great help side defense by Tamil Rowland. Whenever you try to lob, you got the backside guard getting in there to strip the ball as soon as the post player catches it.
Preston Medlin called for a walk. Now 8 turnovers committed by Utah State.
Another look to see if he takes more than 2 steps. Richardson looked like he stripped it clean, made foul with the body, pushing him out of the lane.
Bamforth, the step back. They've done a much better job on Bamforth. His shot commits the foul against Kyle Tresnick.
Well, Tresnick got in the inside position. Got in there in the inside position, and Shaw tried to come around him to get the rebound, and was forced to foul him. The Aggies have done a good job on Bamforth. They haven't allowed him to, he's an emotional player. When he gets going, he plays off his emotion. They haven't allowed that to happen.
7 of 9 for three-point range a year ago against Utah State. Kyle makes good on that first free throw. They asked him to get his body fat down, so he did so. He lost 15 pounds. Got down to about 4% body fat.
Maybe that fellow there that we just saw to work on that body fat.
That is a unusual outfit. Caveman look. Leopard print.
Got into my wardrobe this week.
I know you're into Halloween. I didn't know if that was one of your outfits from previous Halloween experiences. Here's Shaw. Off the mark. Did hit one of those from about 17. Reed battles for it. Gets it back and draws the foul against Tresnick.
Not a bad shot coming from Shaw because we've seen him knock it down, but sometimes you give up the hard shot for the easy shot. He had Reed wide open, could have dumped it down for an easy 2. I mean, that's hustle points, loose ball points, going after those loose balls, and right there, Keyshawn Reed keeping that play alive.
We saw Ben Clifford do that in the first half. Led to a shot dunk. Here's Midland on a baseline drive, gives it up. Berger open look at a 3. Reed, another offensive rebound. Nice pass inside to Danny Berger. That possession was all Keyshawn Reed.
Well, you give up the easy shot, or the tough shot for the easy one. Just like what I talked about 2 seconds ago with Shaw. Nice job coming from Reed to find Berger.
Davion Berry hits on the jumper. Division II All-American, sat out all last season. 1-point advantage for the Wildcats. Utah State chance to retake the lead. Boy, it's really been competitive. Here's Berger, pushed by Berry.
Well, Berger, we've mentioned this before. He put on a little weight over the summer, tried to get into the weight room. He had a lot of room to put on weight, and I still think he does, but I like how he's battling down there, yeah. Davion Berry. I like the idea of using his 6'6", 6'7" frame, posting him up. He's a tough kid to guard in that situation. They've done it a couple times this season.
Here's Berger to Medlin. Here's Shaw. In the post, series of fakes. Oh my! He's got it going tonight. A little jump hook by Jared Shaw.
Now with 12 points. I thought that's tough. You know, He's so good fading away from the hoop with that little jump hook. He just knows where he is on the floor. It seems like he's a little deep, but he's so long.
Berry misses on the three. Reed with the rebound. Started slowly offensively against Idaho State. Since that time, though, pretty good performance against St. Mary's and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. We're talking about Jared Shaw. Here's Reed now. That one off the mark.
Where Reed was in great position, just unable to finish that close to the rim. He thought the rim was in a different spot.
Otis missing. That was a good contest by Reed. Aggies with a 1-point advantage as we approach 16 minutes in the second half. Medlin, tough shot, does draw the foul with 6:11 left. How about our Salt Lake Express delivery of the game, Brooks?
Boy, you take a look at Berger. Doesn't make the shot, but look at Keyshawn. Ball fake, find your teammate. Find your teammate, big fella, for the easy left-handed layup. Great job coming from Reed. You give up the tough shot for the easy one.
Nice job by Berger making himself available, cutting to the basket instead of hanging out the perimeter. As the free throw woes continue here, as Medlin misses his first.
Well, Medlin and Berger are their two best free throw shooters. And I think if the game came down the line, that's who you want shooting them. And Medlin's missed two tonight.
70% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game, speaking of Preston Medlin.
Only 1 of 3.
Preseason WAC player of the year.
And he really hasn't been able to get going. Only 5 points tonight, but he hasn't had any looks yet to attempt a three-pointer.
Surprising. One of the better Utah State three-point shooters is Berry goes on a drive coast to coast. He's being more assertive in this second half.
You can tell he wants the ball. That's what All-Americans do. All-Americans want the ball. They want to score. They want to make you hurt.
Richardson's going to pick up the foul. It'll be his second. A break in the action. 15:51 remaining, and it's Weber State with the early lead here in the second half, 33-32. 33-32, Weber State with a 1-point advantage. And how about the game by Jared Shaw? 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 10 shooting.
Well, the first points of the game came right there. That was a tough play, nice one. Then here's just a little slide under the short corner, little pick and pop action. On-ball screen, steps out, knocks down the 17-footer. And then how about the turnaround J? He's had a couple turnaround J's and a couple turnaround stuff that's been fantastic tonight. The jump hook. Wow, 12 points, 5 rebounds. He's played really well the last 2 weeks for Utah State.
Utah State 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Here's Medlin from downtown. Connects! Preston Medlin with a 3-ball.
Good things happen, Michael, when the ball goes into the post and you don't have to go shoot it. Keyshawn Reed recognizes that. He's made good passes, and he's done good things in the post without having to score. That was a fantastic job. The ball's in the post. He's got the young freshman on him. Rather than trying to force things in the low block, he gets that cutting Preston Medlin. I mean, see right here, doing battle. And Medlin knocks down the wide open 3. First look for Medlin from downtown. He'll make you pay.
Richardson foul now at the free throw line. Got to correct myself, Utah State. 0 for 3 from three-point range before that last Medlin 3. Free throws, they're just 2 of 7 for 28%. Jordan Richardson back up to Damian Lillard last season. So this is kind of a new experience for him, starting and running a team.
Well, you're backing up a lottery pick for 2 consecutive years. A guy that went, 6th in the draft?
6th overall pick. Here's Shaw. Side of the backboard. Richardson tracks it down.
Shaw's head was down. Lost where he was on the court. You got to know where you are on the court in order to finish that.
Berry misses on the runner. Weber State somehow getting it back. Kyle Tresnick again.
When Weber State gets the ball off in transition, like what we just saw right there with Berry really attacking the rim, the Aggies are struggling getting back defensively to get in position to make rebounds. Right there, there's 3 purple jerseys to the 2 white jerseys in that area. And Shaw was slow getting back. He fell down on his last drive and was in no position to make a rebound.
3 team fouls. Shaw now checks out. Stone back in. Shot with a good performance so far. 12 points, 5 rebounds.
See if we can get some solid minutes out of Jordan Stone off the bench. Another one of the things of Utah State this year is, I think, point guard play and then bench play. They really haven't established a solid rotation. Who's going to be their go-to guy off the bench? You've seen Butterfield. He'll be the first guard off the bench.
It's a nice try inside, trying to go to Malin, who's cutting, but Bamforth, those quick hands.
Bamforth's got those active hands. Randy Ray said he's our best on-ball defender. You know, we put him on their best player.
Ball boy misses on that exchange. Here's Roland. Stone calling for it. Well, Butterfield.
He had Stone for a minute, the mismatch with Bamforth.
Reed, pump fake, gets to the rim. Able to draw the foul, and Keyshawn led to the free throw line.
Great attack by Keyshawn. Another ball fake. You know, he's a good
Those
little,
work, evidently, against Weber State.
He's a good little left-handed a jump shooter from the elbow. We've seen him knock it down, but another ball fake. He's getting the post players leaving their feet. Defensively, close out in a good defensive stance. See the freshman? That's the second time he's got the freshman off the ground. You know, defensively, you got to close out low. Take away that shot. Still can't get a free throw. 2 of 8. 2 of 8 from the free throw line, and the Aggies are still in this, only down 2.
25% from the charity stripe. 1 of 2 by Reed. Utah State within 1.
You know, maybe they'll get these ones out of their system when it comes down to crunch time. Those are the ones you got to make. Aggies moving back to their zone.
Inside 14 minutes to play.
So Weber State doing a good job attacking the zone, forcing the Aggies to move defensively. The ball to high post.
Medlin takes it away. Turnover by Berry.
Quick hands by Medlin. Zone defense, you've got to be so active.
Nice pass coming from Medlin. Kept the pass high from Stone and enabled Stone to finish.
You know, a lot of times Jordan Stone, we've seen it all year where he brings the ball down below his waist and gathers himself. That time he just kept it high, in stride and in rhythm, finished on time.
And that was a great feed by Medlin. Utah State by 1. Wilwright, deep 3, and he hits it over Reed. What a shot by Jaylon Wilwright.
Boy, Jaylon was wide open. I thought they did a good job mixing that up, a little on-ball screen on the zone offensively. And Wilwright knocks down about a 24-footer. Deep 3. You could tell that was good as soon as it left his hand.
Fell on Reed.
Well, you take a look at the little on-ball screen. The on-ball screen's been so good. And Preston Medlin just finding Jordan Stone. I mentioned he kept that ball high and easy. Finished in rhythm.
Medlin in trouble. Gets it to Reed. Finds Roland. Ball was kicked. Will stay with Utah State.
You know, Medlin's done a good job getting baseline. A couple times he's been able to beat his man off the dribble into the baseline of that short corner area. And you remember that first play when he got whacked right in the head. He's been known to go up and do a couple reverse layups every now and again. But this time he's getting in the air, not having anywhere to go with the ball.
Been known to throw it down a couple times last season. Shot clock down to 5. Roland on a drive. Roland couldn't finish. Weber State comes up with it.
They've been getting good looks. They've been beating guys off the dribble. Just can't get those layups to go in.
There's Williams. Knocked away by Stone in a delayed whistle there.
They give him the foul to Preston Medlin. Boy, I thought that might have been a travel on Bamforth. It looked like he kind of stuttered and drug his pivot foot.
Rowland goes out. Marcel Davis checks back in.
4th foul of the half by Utah State.
Bamforth to throw in. Gets it back. Misses. Hayek with the rebound. Stuffed. He was denied by both Stone and Reed. Quickly down to Medlin. Medlin tried to draw the contact. Got his own miss and puts it back. And we're tied at 40. Under 12 minutes left in the game.
Well, Preston doing all he can to try and get some emotion going. Now with 10 plays. But how about Stone coming off the bench? A big block. A nice little give and go.
Wheelwright with the jumper.
Wheelwright, a welcoming sight for the Wildcats off the bench. Boy, how's he playing?
Now hounding Davis here. They're going to call him for the foul. He doesn't like the call.
They'll put Davis on the free throw line. A one-on-one situation, see how they respond. But Wheelwright, I agree with that call. He's bodying up. I like the physical D. I like the play.
Free throws when you come back. 11:26 left. Weber State by 2. Event Center and Luxury Apartment Homes, sub of the game, none other than Ben Clifford.
Boy, it's been a welcoming sight to see him play well. He kind of lacked a little confidence the last couple games and got kind of out physical in the St. Mary's game, but great job off the bench tonight for Big Ben. I mean, a little up and under. The ball fake, Michael. That's the story of tonight's ball game. Get the defender in the air and go finish it.
4 points, 2 rebounds for Ben Clifford. Also had an assist. I have him with a steal in the stats, but he took that ball away and fed it to Reed for the slam in that first half. Davis misses on the free throw. Clifford battles for it. Ball still free, picked up by Clifford. And then he was fouled by Bamforth. Clifford delivering on cue here, Brooks.
Boy, great hustle. You're right there is where his size hurts him. He's not big enough to go after that rebound, but he keeps it alive. Look at this. The guys are out jumping him, but he just goes up and gets his active hands, keeps it alive. That's the 3rd time he's kept the ball alive tonight. They get the foul on Bamforth. Now they just need to knock down these free throws. Just front ends and one-and-ones, left and right.
Makes good on the first.
Well, that's the guy you want shooting them. The guy with the touch from 15 out.
Shooting 1,000% at the line. Keeps it going. He's now 3 for 3 on the young season. And tied up at 42 as we approach 11 minutes. 19 lead changes. Are you serious? It's been tied 10 times.
This is the battle we expected. This is what I thought we'd get. 2 well-coached teams.
Williams back rim. Ball still free. Bodies on the court. Medlin able to get it to Berger.
Shaw's got the freshman on him.
Chance for a three-point play. Will they count the bucket? No indication yet. Are they going to count it?
Oh, they're going to say on the floor. On the floor, so it's going to be a one-on-one situation. Well, look at Shaw going at the freshman. Left-handed. Uses that left hand coming across his right shoulder. Great job by Jared Shaw, being very assertive in the low block and attacking the young freshman, Ballenboy.
Of course, in the NBA, you get that continuation. Officials didn't see it that way with Shaw. So he's got to earn it at the foul line, which has been an issue here for the Aggies. Although makes good on this one. Going to start with Medlin and Clifford, and now Shaw starting to make their free throws. Made them both. The Aggies now by 2.
Another lead change.
Something else. It's been a good one.
It's a game of runs, and I'll tell you what, the team that gets that defensive stop here under the 8, that back-to-back defensive stops might come out on top, because both teams are converting on both ends.
Williams, here's Wheelwright. Richardson gives it up to Williams, driving on Berger. Richardson on the runner was fouled, and so Jordan Richardson will go back to the free throw line.
They're going to get the foul on Marcel Davis. Richardson trying to be very assertive at the point guard position, trying to get into the lane. Marcel Davis, the young fellow right there, you see his left arm in the back of Jordan Richardson, and that's what the officials saw.
Weber State shooting 63% from the free throw line. Makes good on the first, does Richardson, who's now 3 for 3. This for a tie. Tied at 44 as we approach 10 minutes. Now pressure being shown by the Wildcats. Davis. Shaw. Berger. Medlin in double figure scoring. Clifford thought about it, puts it on the floor. Able to draw the foul on Joel Ballenboy.
You've got to respect his shooting ability, and this time Ballenboy did a very good job closing out and not going for the ball fake. But Clifford, he can put the ball on the floor. A lot better at putting the ball on the floor. You see him put that ball on the floor and get to the hoop.
Tune in to Talkin' Sports every night at 10:37 on KMYU. See all the highlights and sports action from tonight on Utah's only nightly sports show. Check out Talkin' Sports tonight on KMYU, My Utah TV. They'll have this game. I'm sure they'll have Aggie football, able to get past Idaho. Clifford makes good on the free throw. Exciting news as football goes back to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Back-to-back seasons. Bowl appearance, also 10 wins. It's never happened before. As Otis gets great positioning and scores inside it. Tie it again.
So good when he catches the ball on the right side and goes over his right shoulder with that left hand. Just a physical force. You see him just back Clifford down. Shaw was just a second too late for help side D. It's tough.
Here's Medlin, back to Clifford. Davis. Willwright going to be called for the foul.
That's the mismatch they want. They want him switching screens so they can get a post on a guard down on the low block. Get that mismatch. And Ben Clifford's continuing to go to the foul line. He's the one that's making them.
We're looking for him by Ben Clifford. Knocks in another one as Berry checks in for Willwright.
Boy, you take a look at Davion Berry, Michael. Look at that little sidestep action. Been fantastic. Little spin move, getting in the lane. He's creative. Creative young ball player for Randy Ray.
He has 10 points for the Wildcats. 1 point Aggie advantage. Williams.
See, Frank Otis, he wants the ball. Watch, he's posting hard on Clifford.
Here's Richardson. Back to Otis. Working on Clifford. Shot was bothered. Ike able to get the ball back and able to draw the foul.
They can get that foul on Clifford. Not a bad foul. Not a bad foul. He got help side this time from Shaw to come over and block it. Watch right here, Shaw. Little tip, but not a bad foul across the arms because Hayek, recall in the first half, struggled from the foul line.
Makes good on the first.
He's 0 for 2, his first time trip to the line early on in the first half. Boy, Randy Ray's put together some solid post players, hasn't he? Look at Otis and Hayek and Trisnick. We haven't even seen Byron Fulton.
You brought him up, rehabbing that knee. It was scoped.
On the bench, looked okay in warm-ups for the little ginger.
Yeah.
But boy, he's a tough one to guard. He's one that stretches the defense. He's the shooter.
A contact underneath as Medlin again hits the deck.
That's 5 fouls on Hayek. Excuse me. His third foul. I'm sorry.
Medlin will shoot a pair. Try to tie the game and perhaps give Utah State the lead. Tied again, Brooks, at 48.
Ben Clifford played tough. Gets a nice ovation. Well deserved. And he's asked to do a lot. He's an undersized post that's asked to do a lot.
Utah State with the lead as we approach 8.5 to play. Aggies 2-1 coming into this game. Weber State 1-1. Here's Berry. Fires from downtown. Berger with the rebound, quickly over to Medlin. Two Wildcats back defensively. Davis. Reed. Well, hesitation dribble, left it short. Hayek with the rebound. Berry. Blocking call. The fans here wanted a charge. Thought Berger had positioning.
You know, Berger made no contact and let Davion Berry initiate the contact. Heads up play by Davion Berry, just attacking Berger, going right at him. But that's a call that can go either way. So Berger's feet, I don't know if his feet were set, but he at least played great defense and let him initiate the contact.
And Berry misses on the free throw. And now Rowland will come in. Davis heads to the bench.
The one thing we've seen out of Utah State tonight is the bench has played much better. You know, you get solid minutes out of Clifford. Stones played pretty well. Butterfield played okay. I thought Marcel Davis has played with much more confidence tonight here in this ballgame.
Coach Morrill says the team has been practicing much better, and that's normally a really good sign for on-court success during the games. So Utah State still leading by 1. Inside 8 minutes. Otis, Medlin in trouble. Coach Morrill quickly got off the bench to call a timeout. With the Ash trapped into the corner. Rowland on a drive. Hyatt comes up with it.
Boy, that's the third time Rowland's got above the rim, or to the rim, and can't finish. How about Otis in transition?
Otis able to finish, giving the Wildcats a 1-point advantage. Yeah, Rowland has had some looks. Just has not been able to finish at the rim. Certainly playing with a lot more confidence. I think assertiveness. We approach 7 minutes. Back to Medlin. Berger. Shot clock now to 5. Here's Reed. Hayek controls for Weber State.
Boy, I think that's where you want the ball, is in Reed's hands.
And a turnover by Weber State. They love to push tempo, but they turn it over. 6:41 remaining in the game. Weber State leading by 1, 50-49. We'll return to the Spectrum after this. Another good one here inside the Spectrum. 50-49, Weber State leading the Aggies. It's been back and forth. 23 lead changes, 15 ties. As you see the herd looking on, it's already been a historic day as Aggie football winning a football conference outright, first time since 1936. Aggie basketball would love to kind of put a finishing bow on this historic day in Utah State history.
We'll see how they close this game out. Right now, they've got 9 turnovers, and Weber State's been able to capitalize with 10 points on those turnovers. So 5 times they've been able to make it hurt.
Here's Berger. Important possession here for the Aggies. They go inside to Shaw. Back outside to Berger. Berger penetrates. High off the window, and it's good by Danny Berger. Utah State reclaims the lead.
I'd like to see more of that come from Danny Berger. Use that size. Get in there and make some shots. Shot that with the left hand. Nice little two-man game. You saw it earlier with Keyshawn and Preston. Now you're seeing it with Shaw and Danny Berger.
Berger, the junior out of Medford, Oregon. Rowland, terrific defense, forces another turnover. Medlin has it. Medlin with the drive, draws the foul on Bamforth. He's got to be careful. He turned it over earlier tonight when he left his feet, unaware to go with the basketball. but does get fouled by Bamforth, and Medlin will go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've been in the double bonus for the last little while, so I mentioned they missed them a lot early on. See if they've started to settle down and make a few. These are the ones that count. I mean, you've got that 1-point lead, but neither team's been able to separate themselves more than 3 points.
Utah State now shooting 60% from the foul line. And Medlin makes good on the first. Reed comes in, Clifford goes out. Richardson takes a seat on the bench for Coach Randy Ray. Medlin able to knock down both free throws. Aggies now by 3, and now Medlin, he's urging the Spectrum crowd to make some noise, get into this. This building is a tough place to play in when the herd has it going.
Him and Bamforth are very similar players. They play off the crowd, high emotion guys.
Oh my, how about that block? Rejected.
Boy, Jared Shaw put that one up in the band section, about stuffed the tuba. Holy cow. Take a look at this coming in. No, that gets the herd on their feet. And that's what the Aggies have needed. There hasn't been much emotion in this building tonight. Boy, wow.
3-point Utah State advantage. 5:41 left. Bamforth the throw in for the Wildcats. Boy, the herd is throwing down the noise. Can Utah State get a stop here? Instead, they're going to get Reed on a foul.
They're starting to get really ticky-tacky on the foul. I mean, any contact outside the key, they're going to blow the whistle.
Clifford's going to check in at the, no, right now it looks like. And Reed goes out after picking up that foul.
I believe that's Reed's third on the night.
He got the 2 quick ones early, and he's played well with having those 2. 5:27 left. Bamforth makes good on the first free throw. One more coming up. And of Albuquerque, New Mexico makes both of them. Coach Ray calling time here as it's a 1-point Utah State advantage in this back and forth contest. Jared Shaw has had a terrific performance here tonight. That block notwithstanding, he's our GNC player of the game.
Boy, you talk about what a game he had. He started off with a little kiss off the glass. He's been very aggressive. How about Ben Clifford keeping the ball alive and dishing to Shaw for a nice little flush. And then how about the block? Boy, Jared Shaw's been fantastic tonight. I think he's played very, very well. He's just stepped up and done what coach has asked him. Be physical, finish around the rim, and be a presence. You know, make these guys not want to come into the lane. You know, be intimidating. It's exactly what he's been able to do.
14-7 on the night for Jared Shaw. Pressure here by Weber State after the call timeout and 2 made free throws. Approaching 5 minutes. Here's Medlin. In trouble, turns it over. Otis gives it up to Wheelwright, who draws the foul and will head to the free throw line.
Medlin trying to do a signature spin move. We've seen that a lot over the years with Medlin. Little spin move in the key, gets that deep penetration, but I'll tell you what, he's really struggled right down the stretch with that. Just fell right out of his hands. Another turnover. Didn't see where the foul came from. Maybe Clifford behind.
Wheelwright misses his first. So he'll try to tie it up as Berger comes in. Butterfield checks out. One more for Wheelwright. He'll try to tie this game again. Tied at 53 with 5 minutes even to play. In token pressure by with the Wildcats. Maitland fires from downtown. Shaw battles for it. It's tipped away by Hayek.
Shaw had a position to get the ball. Hayek active hands. Might have got away with holding on to Shaw. Tell you what, this has been a physical game down in the post.
Clifford to throw in. Shaw trying for positioning, and he gets it. What a move by Jared Shaw. 2 more to put Utah State up by 2. 16 now for the big fella.
Boy, when he elevates, that is so hard to block. When you're that athletic and you're that tall.
Bury a deep 3. Front iron. Clifford with the rebound, and he's fouled. They're going to get Hayek, the sophomore out of Omaha, Nebraska, with the foul.
How about Clifford just playing off emotion? Using that frame to box out Hayek. Completely undersized when you compare the two. But boy, he got a body on him. Got that inside position.
Hayek, 6'10", 250. Clifford, 6'7", 220. Chance for Ben to get into double figures scoring. I thought he kind of changed the momentum, if this is possible, at the free throw line. Once he made his pair, it seemed like the rest of the Aggies kind of followed suit and became, better free throw shooters.
And you look at Ben Clifford, the largest lead that the Aggies have had. I don't think it's been more than 2. And now they push it out to 4. So.
Yeah, this is Utah State's largest lead as Clifford again receives a nice ovation that's well-deserved. Even getting high fives from the coaching staff. We approach 4 minutes. And the putback doesn't go. Reed able to chase it down. Weber State had a chance at the rim, but couldn't get it to crawl through.
Boys, I think it was Otis tried to come back with the follow-through. How about the double defense on that dribble play? One that Coach Morrow and Coach Ray both run a lot. The double down monster D wasn't there.
Berger picks it up, gets it to Rowland. Still plenty of time. 3.5 to play. Shot clock down to 7. Here's Reed, the jumper. It's good by Keyshawn Reed.
He caught that in rhythm, and it all started with the pass. Just a beautiful pass coming to the corner, right to the junction, and Keyshawn Reed able to elevate and make that left-handed jump shot fall.
3:11 left. Aggies with their largest lead of the game. They lead Weber State by 6.
Well, you take a look right there. Right to the elbows, Keyshawn will knock it down. Good pass coming from Tanil Rowland.
That was a clutch shot by Keyshawn Reed. One more look at it.
A great shot right there from the elbow. Him and Shaw both showed us the range tonight.
So the confidence from the bench. As soon as that was released, they stood up. They knew that was going to go in.
Yeah, great play. And you wonder right now, Coach Ray, you don't ever give up with these guys. They're drawing up something. They've got shooters. You've got people like Bamford. They're the players. They're like the heartbreakers.
Next basketball home game, Saturday, December 8th at 7 p.m. versus Western Oregon. For season tickets and many ticket plans are still available. Call 1-888-U-STATE-1 or order online at UtahStateAggies.com. That's the next home game. They'll go on the road for the first time against Santa Clara. Steve Nash's alma mater. That'll be their first road game, so see how they handle that test. And then, of course, they'll be at BYU, then return home for Western Oregon. I believe the Wolves Division II program. So this place is electric right now. Rowland steps in front, knocks it out of bounds. Good hustle from Tennille Rowland.
Tennille Rowland was about three inches away from having a steal.
3:11 left. Utah State by 6. We'll wrap it up after this. 3:11 remaining here in the second half. Utah State, largest lead of the ball game, 59-53. 24 lead changes, 16 ties.
This is a big possession right here. Weber State's had 2 timeouts back-to-back to draw up a play. We'll see what they come up with now. You know they're going to go into one of their half-court sets, and you got to believe it's either going to go to Barry or Bamford.
There's Otis.
Although Otis is not a bad idea either. The big man on the block. You know, when Clifford's in the game, they go to Otis. When Keyshawn's in the game, you really haven't seen him go down to Otis.
Reed, by the way, those active hands knocking the ball out of bounds. So Weber State retains possession as we close in on 3 minutes to play in the game. 65th meeting all time. It was deflected. Shaw got his hand on it, then knocked away from behind as Wheelwright comes up with it.
Got to know where you are on the floor. The defender's behind you. Great tip away by Barry.
Whistle away from the basketball. Berger called for just his second foul. Both teams now in the double bonus. So 2 shots coming up for Davion Berry, the junior out of Oakland, California. Misses the first, coming off a career high performance, 21 points against San Jose State.
Yeah, you take a look right there, Barry coming right in and knocking it right out of Rowland's hands. Great job defensively by Barry to try and force the turnover. Get that ball back right after Shaw blocked the takeaway.
Averages 19 points a game. Tonight with 11. Pressure again by Weber State.
They're putting all kinds of pressure on the ball. Not making it easy for the Aggies to get in an offensive set. They got to score here.
Deflected by Barry. I think they're going to get Otis here on a foul. Reed draws another one.
Reed being physical. You know, Otis is a good test. He's your bruiser guy. Down the bottom right there in the arm, you could see where he was grabbing Keyshawn, pulling him back.
Good symmetry with Keyshawn Reed, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Misses, though, the first free throw. Anxious moments here inside the spectrum when he missed the first one.
1 for 4 from the foul line tonight. For Keyshawn, just really struggled. And he knocked down the big jumper from the elbow when he needed to.
Pushes it back to 6. Richardson. Whistle on a foul is going to be on Rowland. So Hayek now goes to the free throw line. It's the second on Rowland.
Nice little rotation offensively coming from Weber State. Pick and roll. Well, you could tell that one as soon as it left Hayek's hand. This is the fourth quarter time, second half. Late in the second half, 2 minutes left in the ball game. You got to use those legs. Use your feet to push that up over the rim.
Critical misses as Shaw collects another rebound. Under 2 minutes to play. Medlin. Reed. Unable to finish. Hayek able to keep it alive. Wheelwright. Does he turn it over? He does, says Vern Harris. 1:28 left, and the Wildcats turn it over.
Boy, active hands by Keyshawn. After the miss, he really did a good job getting on his horse and hustling down. You take a look, Reed kind of disrupted him, and then it was Medlin. Medlin knocked it right off the knee of Wheelwright. He had about 3 Aggie defenders he had to weave through, speaking of Wheelwright, before it went out of bounds. Boy, the Aggies just haven't been able to capitalize when they get these stops. Empty possession the last 2 possessions.
Just the 8th turnover on Weber State, but it's the timing sometimes of the turnovers. A chance they missed 2 free throws the previous possession, and then they turn it over this possession in a 6-point game. Utah State at home in the month of November under Coach Morrill, pretty impressive. 27-2. The only loss was Denver.
We've only lost 18 under Morrill overall, but 2 games in the month of November. St. Mary's and Denver. Wow.
In the Spectrum, so.
At home.
So Stu says, I always love to play in this building. We've got a heck of a winning percentage. And very good against in-state competition. This one going down to the wire. Again, Weber State with some pressure. Roland. Berger. Shot clock down to 10. They're going to get Otis. Fourth on the man they call Luke.
And that's where they wanted the ball to go, into the corner. And Berger's lucky that he's able to get out of that trap because it's exactly where they wanted it to go. Those are making substitutions back and forth, Utah offense for defense. Bringing Ben Clifford in on the offensive side for his foul shooting abilities, and then they'll bring Keyshawn back in for defense.
Berger makes good on the free throw. The largest lead here by the Aggies.
First free throws for Danny. It's one of their best free throw shooters. That's the guy you want taking them.
Makes good on both of them. Reed comes into the ball game. Clifford goes out. I think Coach Morrill has to be satisfied with how the bench has played tonight against the Wildcats, especially Ben Clifford. It's been solid. Under a minute to play. Richardson.
Ball was blocked by Keyshawn.
Shaw. Otis took it away, and they're going to call Shaw with a foul. And Shaw's wondering, well, didn't I get fouled when I had possession?
Foul is on Jared Shaw, his third. At the line,
You see, Keyshawn got a look at that right here. Shaw's wanting the foul on Otis streaking across his arms, and Shaw just falls into it.
Misses on the free throw. Empty trips, missed free throws for Weber State down the stretch. They'll look back on it, they'll think we had our opportunities in the Spectrum against Utah State, and we just weren't very good from the free throw line, and we had some empty trips late. And the Aggies started making their free throw attempts.
Yeah, down the stretch, they've made them when I counted. I touched on that earlier. I said they're missing these ones early. I wonder what they'll do down the stretch, if they'll muscle up and knock them down when they count. But another rebound for Jared Shaw. To another, 3 straight double-doubles.
It's good stuff. He averages a double-double coming into tonight's game. No question, he's been solid tonight. Medlin makes good on his free throw. 15 now for Preston. He only had 5 in that first half. Gets the touch. And the fist pump as he goes back. You're right. He's one of those fun players to watch because of the emotion.
High emotion player. Same with Scott Bamforth for Weber State. They thrive in environments like this.
10-point advantage. Medlin with the rebound. Otis battles and fouls Medlin from behind. Now, there was a situation last year that a little ugly at the very end of the game. You were there. You recall that, what I'm talking about?
I recall that.
With the ball at the very end?
Yeah, back and forth. I believe they might have tossed it back at the come out of the basket and threw it in somebody's face. Yeah, you're
now,
right.
These coaches, I mean, they're friends. They talk a lot, except when it's game week. So I just don't think, that stuff is taught with either of these programs. But in the heat of the battle, things happen.
They do. These kids, they're emotional kids. You got to keep that in mind that they play off a lot of emotion and might not make the greatest decisions when they're not thinking right.
The score not indicative of how close this game actually was, as Medlin misses on the second. And they're going to get Reed with the foul, as Otis, who fouled out, finally sat down. That's why you heard the ovation by the herd. And now winning team, losing team chant. Ben Clifford checks in. Reed goes out. 23 ticks left.
Wonder if Weaver's just going to drop back and not foul. Probably be a wise decision. Just play half-court offense or defense and not pressure the ball.
So Stu Morrill's going to get another win in the month of November. Another win inside the Spectrum. Another win against an in-state opponent, which he feels is a big deal because he's from the state of Utah. He'll shake hands with his good friend, Coach Ray. They talk regularly